It all started during a war against the British at Fort Toulon when the general was injured and power was handed off to Napoleon Bonaparte. Because Fort Toulon was a bit above sea level, Napoleon decided to surround the fort with 80 cannons and fire down on the British, which gave his army an advantage, and so 48 hours later, the fort was safe and Napoleon was given the name Hero. That following year, Napoleon was sent to Austria, where he again got himself a victory. With such a great story, Napoleon was bringing hope back to the nearly destroyed France. Napoleon then became the leader of the French forces, and so he decided to start taking over. He moves to Egypt and again defeats the Ottomans. On his way back, though, he was attacked by a British navy and lost, but not wanting this to be heard, he decided he didn't let the news spread, so to the French, he is still a leader. With the news hidden, he continues to invade Europe, moving from Spain to Italy to Holland, etc. Now ruling such a large amount of countries, Napoleon named himself emperor with the help of a forced turn of power known as the coup d'etat. Napoleon has now reached the peak of his career. Still ruthlessly ambitious, Napoleon decides to take over a nearby empire known as Russia. With the Russian capital, though, so far away, Napoleon wants to move fast, so he doesn't take food nor warm clothes, thinking he will invade villages on his way there. As he begins his trip with his other 600,000 men, he discovers that the villages he's passing are abandoned and in flames. With nothing to eat and nowhere to stay, many men get left behind. Still persistent, though, Napoleon continues his exhausting journey. After over 400 miles of marching, Napoleon finally reaches Moscow, only to discover another city in flames. Disappointed, Napoleon marches back, but with a large problem ahead: the Russian winter. Napoleon, completely unprepared for such, starts to lose thousands, and by the time he reaches France, he is down to 100,000 men, which is 1/6 of what he started with. These news reach the countries nearby, including Britain, giving them hope to destroy this man. Russia, Austria, Prussia, and Great Britain form an alliance and attack Napoleon Bonaparte, who gets destroyed. Disappointed in their leader now, Napoleon is thrown off of his throne, but only for a while. He gathers men and comes back to take his throne and is successful, only to later lose again to Belgium and Germany. Now he is sent to a faraway island in St. Helena, where his days come to a conclusion.
Created using Powtoon.